Nakamura revisits that game in detail at some point and spots that at the very end there was another resource. Well, that will come back to haunt him, but we think, even in his mind right now, he doesn't even need to forget about it because he was looking at the middle game, and that's a good thing for him right now as we blitz our way into game 3 of 6.
Wow, Hikaru Nakamura, he's gone back to his childhood favorite with Black, the King's Indian defense. He used to play this every single game against D4 up until he reached the upper echelons of chess, and it was so effective. He took down so many world-class players. He was known as an attacking genius because of this, but he's gone away from the King's Indian in recent times. The fact that he's played it now shows he wants to be aggressive, he wants to be on the front foot, and he smells blood.
Going back to his roots, Hikaru Nakamura, this promises a mega entertaining fight, and the other big expert of the King's Indian defense is none other than Garry Kasparov in his biggest days, at his peak. The one player, Magnus Carlsen, believes is actually better than him in the history of the game.
And if Nakamura can maybe channel a little bit of that inner genius, which he is known to do in this opening, he might be able to strike back here. A missed opportunity in game number 2, but let's call it for what it is. Hikaru is one of the few players on the planet who is capable of manufacturing those opportunities against Magnus Carlsen. Yes, there was a missed opportunity, but the fact it was there in the first place is testament to how good he is.
It's not enough though, John. You know, you get that chance, you have to do it against him. Hikaru is the world number 2 for a reason.
Yes.
And to miss that chance against Magnus up a pawn, dominating on the clock, dominating on the board, this is heartbreak for him. And this is what made Magnus sort of this figure in Hikaru's mind who's almost untouchable, unstoppable. When you let go of those advantages, how do you break that mental block?
Don't know. In order to answer that question, you first have to answer the question: how does he not see the winning move at the end of that last game? And I don't have a good answer for that, I'm afraid.
Yeah, if you drop that position on Hikaru Nakamura and you say there's a winning move, you would find it.
Yeah, puzzle rush. Here you go.
Puzzle rush immediately, but it was just the trend. The fact he'd lost the thread a little bit. It wasn't as kind of clear cut as he was hoping. I mean, going back to this position though, I do love the opening choice. It feels like Hikaru believes this is a must-win game with Black. Of course, there's still plenty of games ahead. This will just be the halfway mark in this best of 6 series. But there we go. He's going for it. Pushing pawns, King's Indian style. Opposite side castling as well. Anything could happen here. This doesn't actually play to Magnus's strengths, which is great news for Hikaru. This is Hikaru from the late 2000s, early 2010s, showing that he's not afraid to blow open the center.
And these are the kind of middle game positions, right, where both players will have to make some very precise moves because it's going to get messy.
Yep.
It's already chaotic on the board. You have opposite side castling. Magnus's rook already lined up on the open G line. The F pawn about to move forward. For Hikaru Nakamura, he's also eyeing the A pawn to push forward and give some checks on B3. It's going to be a race to each other's king. This is the approach.
to shove that bishop over to the A file, and it looks like this is going to happen. That dark squared bishop is suddenly going to become a very active piece staring down at the heart of white's position.
It's from zero to hero, you know. That bishop has transferred itself to a square where it's perhaps going to be the strongest piece in the position, targeting white's king. And love how Hikaru's played on all flanks, right? We're talking about the left side, but let's point out the queen and the bishop on the right side are about at least threatening all the time to win that h5 pawn as well.
And you said it yourself, Tanya. Hikaru is also pretty darn good at grinding everything down. David, you agreed? This is beginning to look like Hikaru giving us a little bit of that as well.
Perfect game so far, but we said that about his play in the second half of the earlier game. In game 2, he couldn't finish that one off. This one's still very blocked. He needs a breakthrough. Good move there. Very important move by Magnus to occupy the A file to prevent infiltration. You still need a next step. And yeah, I'm going to say overall though, no matter what happens in this game, this is exactly how Hikaru needs to play. Aggressive opening, King's Indian, push pawns, try to go for the opponent's king. White's king looks pretty safe, surprisingly, despite being in the center here. Quite far advanced. But yeah, Hikaru, even if he doesn't turn this one into a win, he just needs to take inspiration from it. He's played fantastically so far.
He really has. I'm going to point out though, I love how Magnus's king is just chilling in the center. You know, it's surrounded by his own pawns, but it's also playing a key defensive roles to exactly those central pawns. Knowing that if any check happens, it might be as far away from that. And as I said, he tries to get it back to safety, sort of passing the ball to Hikaru right now, and Hikaru comes in with another plan. You know, it's all about the A file. I think he wants to get his queen over to B7, assist it to bring the rook and start attacking the white queen from A8 and give those very important checks.
And hang on a second, because the white queen is going to be the first piece to infiltrate, and Basilica does not like that at all. We are now trapped behind enemy lines.
Look at Magnus shaking his head. The white queen has no way home. He's going to be sitting on that silly square for the rest of this game.
And the light square bishop, it can come and start targeting it. It knows, and it does. Is Magnus Carlsen about to lose his queen?
Need to see Magnus here. Hikaru just needs to get his bishop out the way. We see a round of applause.
The crowd goes wild.
Hikaru fans there in the audience here in Riyadh. The white queen is still alive for now, but all you need to do is bring the bishop across. She's only got one safe square, then you slide the rook. That Magnus Carlsen's queen is about to fall. Plays on. Hikaru Nakamura has to take this point though.
He has to. He can't mess this up for the second time. Team Falcon, big support there. The home favorite team, Magnus Carlsen resigning. Hikaru Nakamura is back in the match.
Hikaru comes back swinging. King's Indian defense, and look at that, trapping Magnus Carlsen's queen to level the match after game.